Hello, and welcome back to Quantum Break. We're just beginning Act 3, it seems, so let's get over our blurry void and jump into it. Hopefully they'll give us a bit of a previously on here. So nice to be back with you all. Let me know if my mic is coming through there. I will keep making silly comments until then. I know my role here. Good morning, welcome. And welcome back.
Security was
Act
tight
3,
in Monarch
the
Gala.
wine and
We took
cheese
quite a
crowd.
risk walking into the lion's den.
If we were gonna kidnap Dr. Amaral, then we needed to do it from the inside.
Beth Wilder. You were quick to trust her.
We had common interests.
Is that all you had?
That's all we needed.
She's Beth Wilder. Of course I was
Thanks for
quick
showing
to
up.
trust her.
Here, I thought this was gonna be a rescue. Right, there's a story here.
You know a guy called Hatch?
Serene's right-hand man.
He was here. He gave me this big speech about how he wants to take down Paul.
I hope you said no.
I didn't trust him for a second. He set me loose anyways, told me to wait for an opening.
I just gave you one.
Appreciate it.
So we've missed a touch, like how he got out of the handcuffs there. I think it was all during the TV segment, the show there, just before Act 3. If you want to catch up with that, do. It's awesome. Not including it in this playthrough. So this will be a little vague
like
as to
out
how
there?
we've jumped from place to place. I do apologize.
I think you're secure.
Alright, it's still...
Everyone's concentrating on the party. So far, your crazy plan's working.
And Dr. Amaral?
I don't have a fix on her. She's either at the party or at her office at the R&D facility here on the island. I'll scout out the party.
So you're gonna sip champagne while I break into a high-security installation. It's like you got this all figured out.
I'll save you a cocktail, Weenie.
Oh,
Thought it'd be
well,
better
in
that way for
case-
me.
My
Oh,
cover
thank
is
you
a bit of-
guys very much, yes. Let me address the new logo there that was made by a very hugely talented artist and I would like to say friend of mine on Instagram. Do check them out. I believe I made a post on Instagram and Twitter about it, and I absolutely love it. I've never looked better. So yes, thank you. That is very kind of you. I like that new logo a
Survive the night,
lot.
but it'll last a little longer, so you can't walk out the front door with me. This is the quickest way to the R&D facility. I disabled the security at the back door.
you
but
say
no
so, Beth.
guards. Contact me when you're clear.
Do I just
Hey,
go like,
Jack.
who,
You know what's at
or
stake here.
do I have... Oh yeah, you gave me
This
the
can't be
earpiece.
about
I remember.
revenge.
I'm not here for Paul.
So, whatever choice we made as Paul in the junction there led to whatever interrogation sequence... Let me run back around. Whatever interrogation sequence happened in here with, I'm assuming, Martin Hatch. So that would have either been a conversation with Martin Hatch or a conversation with your dear friend, Paul Serene. I think we did the Hatch conversation, and I wish there was a way to get a previously on of that inside the game itself, but I'll just have to refresh my memory later.
Good luck.
Thanks, Beth.
Hey,
We appreciate you.
Escaping!
Oh, we were found instantly. That's too bad. Alright, hold left button to time rush. Keep holding. Huh. Nice caliber. And B to perform a melee takedown. This is where the game gets good. For me personally, this is where it gets good.
Damn.
The melee
That will hurt
takedown.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Powers were growing. I was learning to
Alright.
control them better.
That felt good. Who the hell designs these doors? Okay, I'm gonna have to move faster to get through.
Alright. Some sort of old ruined bunker facility, is it? I hope Leonardo DiCaprio's not running around somewhere pretending to be a cop. Oh. Huh, here's another one of these graffitis. What is this one depicting? It seems to be Beth, I would guess, with a couple of angry-looking time soldiers surrounding her.
Very sci-fi and very Monarch. Something tells me it wasn't commissioned by them, though.
I'm seeing a little signature down there. Is that Toto? As in, we're not in Kansas anymore? I
Hey, Beth,
completely
I'm clear.
forget if we ever learned
next?
who the
You'll see a
graffiti
radar
artist is.
tower
We
overhead
must.
soon. Let me know when you get inside.
All right.
Okay, what is that blinking? Is it a turret or is it fine? Is it nothing at all? It's a turret. Oh, that's too bad.
That one, Beth. Okay, how am I getting to that radar tower?
Okay. Guess it can't turn around. I was worried. There. Now you're all disarmed. So what do we have here? Some old cannons. Bunch of trash. Thanks again for saving my life, trash. I should be looking around. I should have checked particularly that Beth graffiti for chronon particles. That was silly of me. Here's some. Hello, hello. So nice to see you guys there. I hope you are all well today also. And I'm sorry it wasn't a great night last night. I do hope it's in the past now. This cannon seems strangely, taunty. Haha, get close to the cannon, but there's nothing you can do but get a couple of chronon particles. Okay, moving on. Curiosity
Up you go.
unrealized. Alright, so once I'm up there, I should be able to run across. Is there any reason I need that up there now? Maybe I do need to, like... Maybe I can only do it from here, and I need to quickly run up there. Let's try that. Just in case.
All right.
Ah,
Hey, it was just our people.
is there a sneak button I'm forgetting?
Call it an accident.
This is my question.
Or pin it on Joyce.
Is there any reason to sneak?
You might as well take
Now that I have this ability, maybe there
the
isn't.
mess he made.
Hey, everybody.
Time felt broken here.
Oh yes, I think I read something about that in the Discord there. I do apologize, that's dreadful. This is a Gull Island sign, Riverport Coastal Defenses. The coastal defense installation of Riverport was commissioned on
The whole
August
cannon felt
2nd,
unstuck in
1940. Okay, something about the cannon. We'll check it out later. Thanks, Jack. Completed in September of 1942 as America faced the realities of World War II. In addition to the fortifications and artillery, it also boasted an extensive tunnel system that linked Gull Island to the mainland. Well, that's going to come in handy, enabling free movement of personnel and material even under siege conditions. It was built in preparation for an attack on the United States that fortunately never came. The original plan also called for the construction of a large naval base in Riverport to support the U.S.
Mark
Navy
dismantled the old
in the
cannon.
Atlantic. All right. Taking advantage of the local shipbuilding industry. But as the United States entered World War II after Pearl Harbor, a change in resourcing priorities led to those plans being scrapped. This installation was in active use throughout the war, and the underground facilities continued to be used as a base for Navy intelligence work once World War II ended. The installation was decommissioned in 1961. Was it just? Alright, so they're saying, like, must be one of these time thingies here to place the cannon back, I'm assuming. Let's see what that does.
The timeline of the old cannon felt
Probably
loose.
get me up there,
It's shifting
sure.
around.
Smart place to aim the cannon, guys.
I've been thinking. Monarch projections say these stutters are getting more frequent. If one hits while we're grabbing
Hoping
Dr.
I didn't
Emerald,
miss anything else down there.
You'll be frozen. Yeah, I know. It's a risk.
Monarch specialist troopers have the stutterproof gear. I bet Dr. Emerald would have that in her office too.
I'll keep an eye out. See if I can grab it for you.
Okay, that looks like a combat encounter. Quick check down here. For Chronons. Lovely. I'm sure I might have missed one earlier. I need to remember. Every time I come back to this game, I need to remember that that's a thing and to be checking. Alright, so there is, like, a lot of them here. I might not want to just rush in and start meleeing.
Well, it's locked up tight now.
There's one on the middle level, one above. Is that an explosive barrel by any chance?
Powers. I mean, without
It is.
Yeah, it's true. That freeze, dangerous motherfucker.
It's not close enough to it. Options, options.
Suit like him would have the. There he is! Heads up, we got an intruder.
Shit!
Oh, I don't like you with your little laser sight. A little more planning could go a long way there, jeez. Getting back into the swing of this, I hope. Eventually. Peter, leave the explosive barrels alone. Don't make my mistake. Yes. I think it's time to officially absolve you of all wrongdoing. We've gotten quite a bit of mileage out of it. We have.
Call it an act.
But it's really no big deal. Hey, it's me. It's Jack. That guy you're looking for. Huh? Alright, let's make sure it's remembered that we looked at this.
Time felt
Thank
broken
you.
here.
What is this? There's like an indicator up here, too. Which seems strange. And what is this?
The whole cannon felt unstuck.
Ah, just
in
an
time.
assault rifle. Good. Is there something just past there that I've missed in my haste? Let's take a look, just in case. One of those just-in-case mishastes. Not sure if I even need to have that active for it. Doesn't seem to be anything over there. It's not like I could jump up any easier than, say, over here. So I don't know what
Monarch had dismantled the old cannon.
that is. It could also be below me somewhere I just haven't been to yet. Maybe not worth scratching my head over. It's just weird. There's a little ping on the minimap there. Alright, back to the combat. Stop procrastinating.
The timeline of the old cannon felt loose. I could shift it around.
Smart place to aim the cannon, guys.
I've been thinking. Monarch projections say these stutters are
Did
getting more
get
frequent.
these, and it
If one
remembered,
hits
okay.
while we're grabbing Dr. Amaral,
You'll be frozen. Yeah, I know. It's a risk.
Monarch specialist troopers have the stutter-proof gear. I bet Dr. Amaral would have that in her office too.
I'll keep it on.
I'm never doing the right one. I need to hold that in order for it to be a blast.
Move out! Go! It's Joyce!
Running a little low on assault rifle ammo, but it's going okay. There you.
Suppressive fire!
Okay. You called for suppressive fire. What else can I do for you? Do you feel suppressed? Oh, that is a turret. Alright. Oh, bad time to reload. Damn. There's the little laser sight. Alright.
Jack,
And you.
disable security and unlock the gates that lead to the tower. Let me know when you get there.
Got it.
Thanks, Beth.
Alright. Disarmed the old situation there. What is going on here?
Need to get
With
to
your
the
little
tower.
cloak? Your little cloak seems to be gone now, but it was quite stylish for a minute there.
Okay. Next stop, the radar tower.
Once again, I can't tell if that's the same old thing pinging on my minimap or if there are new particles to find. No idea. Alright, so I am all full of ammo. Let me reload everything just in case. And we're moving on. Quick catch up with the chat here. Hello. People are submitting work to no sleep. Good, good, good. That's the only way we continue to eat, so we do appreciate it. And I do apologize for the long submission wait. I know they are... Oh, they're surfing on paperwork down
Beth?
there.
I'm at the radar tower.
Hard-working
Where's
folks.
the lab?
Below your feet. It's all top secret. The elevator inside will take you down.
Whoa, seriously?
All
What is
right.
this, a Bond villain layer?
Seems a little,
You have no idea. Just don't fall
Unguarded?
into the shark tank.
Hello, Riverport. This is Teresa. Sid Mac. Happy to spend this fine evening
Stutter.
with good folks. We're gonna have a good time, but if you're keeping an eye on the in crowd, you know we're not gonna be the only ones.
I really need to look up who this is. It's always very similar
Monarch Gala is
to our
tonight
dear
at their
Nicole.
beautiful mansion on Gull Island. Of course, the event's invite only, and when they say exclusive, they really mean it. Word is even
Just a touch of it.
A-listers have had a lot of trouble securing an invitation. Predictably,
It's
rumors
always
are
so
already
weird.
circulating. Some people are saying that this is not just a party, that there might be an important announcement about Monarch's future coming up. Lots of people are anxious to get in on the ground floor on whatever the new thing, if there is one, might be. It's no secret that when Monarch Solutions makes a move, it pays off. Well, I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. You'll hear about it as soon as I do, listeners. In the meantime, those of us with a view of the river will be able to enjoy the fireworks show, which is bound to be spectacular.
Oh, it sure is. downright spectacular. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt. It's always weird. I never feel like I should say, when I'm playing something, oh, that sounds like, Nicole, or that sounds like Mick Wingert, or something, even though when it comes to Mick Wingert, it often actually is. Because it's like, people always sound so different to themselves than they ever will listening, to another person act it. So every time you say, oh, you sound just like this person, it's always like, oh, not to me, but, thank you. So I never mean to give people that little brain trick by saying that. I always mean it to be complimentary, as I'm sure everyone does.
All right.
Blanket complimentaries is what I mean to say. One for you, one for you, two for you. You know why. Let's check down here real quick. It looks like I'm probably going that way to the elevator, so what's out here? Can I sabotage their fuel lines for later? This is the only way to take down Paul. They have been setting off the fireworks for a while. It's quite the budget here. Paul is blowing on explosives. And the longer I wait, the more it's going to cost him. I may not be able to kill you, you betraying son of a... But I will spend all of your fireworks money. Alright, moving into the elevator. I'm sure I've missed a Chronon source or two, but hopefully we'll have enough upgrade points for cool maneuvers regardless.
So tonight is a celebration. Celebration in the face of darkness. We celebrate because... For some of you, this means nothing. For others, everything.
Well, choked up, are you,
we'll
Paul?
all know when the time is right. We are entering a volatile age. Great danger is coming our way. It cannot be prevented, but we can be protected. And so tonight is a celebration in face of darkness. Tonight we celebrate because I promise to you that we are prepared. We are prepared for what comes next. We are prepared to do what is necessary. We are prepared to survive.
At least everyone who's lucky enough to be in the lifeboat. Everyone else, though. Good luck.
Look at him. Not a care in the world.
Alright. Why did this button prompt go away? I was waiting until after the speech to read his emails, and now his emails have disappeared. Well, that's gonna haunt me until my dying day. On my deathbed, I'm going to think of this moment and be like, I wonder what the hell those emails said. I guess I needed to be quicker? I needed to care more about snooping if I wanted to see them. Either that or it was like playing the video itself. I don't know. I thought there were emails is all, and now I'm disappointed. Disappointed, I descend.
Yeah, he's talking about his survival plan. Crowd's eating it up.
I wonder what sort of moisturizer he uses. This is some lovely hair texture. Jack, would you mind slipping me a quick post-it about what conditioners you've grown accustomed to? Oh, they're shooting at me. That's a shame.
No, GHQ, advancing. Over.
Copy. Neutralize the target.
I'll just hide. It's gonna be fine. I'm sure they'll tell me when the right time to leap from the vehicle is. It's now! Nope. They didn't tell me. Here we are. Never expected to have to use the door. Tricky. Let's hope this one lasts for a bit. I need to get out of here. take that. Thank you. I'll take all of those. Those are some good magazines.
Dr. Emerald's office. Looks like that's one level up.
Alright, looking for one level up. What else are our options here? We have a server room, meeting room, security center, Chronon research unit, enhanced combat applications. Ooh. Radar station. Just in case I need to come back later, I'd better get acquainted. Such good coffee here, you see. Coffee and fireworks, that's what Monarch is known for. But where are these sensitive emails? I want to know who you're flirting with on company time. I want to know your D&D schedule. Come on, people. Just freeze that for a second there, so that I don't get my bones crushed. Gentlemen. Gentlemen. You weren't even armed. I appreciate that. Ballsy. Coming in to face me.
What the hell is this?
So that looks interesting. Is that my only option? North. Security center and testing. East. Not sure what. Let's take a look. This doesn't look safe.
What is that? It's like I'm being drained.
Deactivate the Chronon dampener. They take away your time powers. Leave the area of effect to regain your powers. Okay. Huh. So this way, I'm assuming, is the other path. Let's just check it out. Hey. Oh no. That was really disconcerting. Yes, okay, this is the other path. To the security center. Come on, Stutter, you better hold. Alright, they've got drones.
It was some kind of surveillance drone. Knowing that Monarch had eyes in the sky made me a little uneasy.
Yeah, I can see why. I always forget that I have to back out of that manually. I was like, yeah, it'll end when it ends. Let's be patient. And then we're there for quite a while.
Are you sure this can't be traced back to us?
Impossible.
Oh, Martin.
I've adjusted the flight controls so the drone will crash into the villa on your order.
Good.
I'm slightly inside of you, Martin.
I'll make sure the suit feels in position when the time is right.
Feels good.
Wait for my call.
Alright. Chronon around the corner here. Should the stutter hold long enough. But how to gain purchase? Round we go. It's definitely not out that back door, is it? It seems like such an easy way to get there. So, disable the Chronon dampener. Do I just shoot it? I guess while the stutter's going, I can just go in and turn it off. Okay, I see now. I thought they were trying to get me to figure out a way to do it from outside. Or else I would break it.
The device drained my powers.
We refer to it as a Chronon dampener.
Alright, shifter presentation. Theorized to exist in a state of quantum superposition, surrounded by a highly dangerous distortion field, highly resistant to injury, conventional weapons useless. Oh, good. They populate the end of time. can only exist in zero state inside Stutters. That's what I'm in right now. I don't like the sound of that. Appearances likely once fracture progresses. As a result, shifters cannot enter stutter-proofed areas. Keep your distance, do not provoke, avoid confrontation, find stutter-proofing, and maintain stutter-proofing at all costs. If forced to engage, assemble superior numbers with Chronon tech weapons. No heroics, Jack. I know you have that good hero hair texture, but no heroics. Lifeboat protocol. What do we have? What do we have? Just him, alright. Hello, hello. Welcome there in the chat. It's so nice to see you all. Let me throw some coffee at you before I begin my big spiel. Coffee and hearts for everyone. Did he say tarts? I hope so. Greetings, lifeboat personnel. The day has finally come to commence Phase 3 of our plan. Tonight I will be hosting a gala to celebrate this monumental achievement, to which you are all invited, as long as you dress appropriately and, bathe first. By now you have likely heard of the events that took place earlier today at Riverport University. Our path forward has not been impacted by this minor setback. No. We are ready for what comes next. Your part in this journey has not yet begun, but the onset of the fracture will bring with it new challenges that are worth reiterating. I am not able to go over many of these issues in detail at tonight's gala because many guests will not have knowledge of the lifeboat protocol. Ha! Suckers! As such, I am including a high-level document outlining key points worth addressing. So, the path forward, our journey ahead, the lifeboat protocol, the status of the survival program, shifters, dangers awaiting us at the end of time, the R&D tour, our future at work. So when you were first chosen for the lifeboat protocol, you were sent a package illustrating in great detail several events that would come to pass. It was stressed that these events were unavoidable, and many of you were reluctant to believe this, but every single one of those events has since occurred even, including, to our great regret, the onset of the fracture. This provides empirical evidence of my knowledge and understanding of the future, as well as this sports almanac that I brought back from, 2015, I think. No future event that I have experienced can ever be prevented. This includes the end of time. It cannot be avoided. However, it can be survived. Survival in the end of time has been the primary mission of Monarch Solutions since its inception. Your loyalty to this cause will prove invaluable as we move forward. I know this isn't easy, but in the face of immutable facts, sacrifices must be made in the name of our survival. From this point forward, we will have to start making those sacrifices at a rapid pace. While we do know the exact date and time at which the complete end of time will occur. Why am I saying it like that? It's just something weird in my tongue today. The complete end of time will occur. Our knowledge about the escalation in Stutters and timeology... We're getting there. Time anomalies leading to it is far less complete. We do, however, know that it will be dangerous. For the first time in 17 years, we are entering a phase of the relative unknown. Adjustments will need to be made along the way, both in response to the effects of the fracture's progress and to the less cosmic events that we will find ourselves in. We ask for your patience in this trying time. Number 2, the lifeboat protocol. You are the chosen few who will survive the end of time. When time stops, your journey will continue in the safety of the lifeboat. The Chronon particle harvesting operation is nearing completion. The lifeboat has been confirmed to be able to run solely on that Chronon power, as regulated by the Chronon field regulator. Current data indicates that the lifeboat will remain sustainable for approximately 50 years. Subjective years, of course, as no time at all will pass outside the lifeboat. Given the preliminary research we have achieved using the CFR, we estimate that it will take at least 2 subjective decades for the lifeboat team to discover a permanent solution for the end of time. Given the nature of the problem, this is, of course, highly speculative, and the solution could prove to be more elusive than we're hoping. However, by the time the lifeboat protocol is activated, we are confident that we will be able to increase our chronon particle reserves and their sustainability to a point where we have a runtime of upwards of 200 subjective years. Or to put it another way, if there is a solution to the end of time, I am 100% confident that the lifeboat team will have the necessary time to discover it. Answers a lot of questions very directly. So it's like what's happening to me right now in this stutter is what the lifeboat protocol will do once everything and everyone is frozen like this. Time will have ceased. However, this group of scientists can continue to research, and they're hoping that within, say, 20 subjective years, they have a solution to it. Oh, okay. Apparently that wasn't quite enough. Or I needed to do it closer.
The device drained my powers.
We refer to it as a chronon dampener.
I'm sure it remembers these, just in case. Just in case. All right. So... is that not the way to do it? It's just very quick. Okay.
To kill me because he didn't want to put his plan at risk. But seeing the scale of that facility, I started realizing just how deep that went.
Who are they shooting?
Made me wonder. If time was ending, what was it all for?
Oh, that was the elevator. I see. It was me that they were shooting there moments ago. That is fantastic. Now we're on the other side of it.
Okay, I gotta get to Dr. Amaril's office.
I guess we're unstuttered. Or are we? Are they just out of time? Yeah, they're wearing vests. I didn't notice. That's so weird. So it's still stuttered, but they can move. I wasn't expecting that, and now I will be. Sorry I broke your time thingy. It's leaking. I don't really like the burst fire pistol, but we'll go for it, sure.
Dr. Amaril's office. Looks like that's one level
Still
up.
one level up. Alright, finally we're going to be able to get back to these chronon particles. I've been waiting and waiting. Exercise a little patience. Maybe this is enough for another upgrade. We have 9 points available. That should be. Time rush. Alright, increased focus triggered by aiming with left trigger immediately after using time rush. Multi-takedown, yes. That's what I'm after. 6. I'll do it. Alright. I love that melee move. Alright. Oh, they have time grenades now? That's interesting. They can take away my powers. Did I look at this?
The chart showed that all of Monarch's major technological advancements started in 2010. Around the same time that something else happened.
Ground zero.
Let's get a better look at that. Alright, so Phase 1 of Monarch Operations. 1999. That's like the... I don't know if that's the docks? It must be. And then is 2010 the swimming pool? I'm not sure. It may be that 2010 is the docks. Seemingly nothing that way. Alright, slipping through. That's a big guy. Big guy armored outside of time. Appears to have some sort of small black hole launcher. Yikes. Okay. How do I damage you? Not even scratching. What are my other options? Maybe just aim for the valve? There we go.
Fuck me. That was hardcore.
Alright, one of those weak back situations. We figured it out. What do we have in here?
Oh, hello. Might be able to get out from here.
Not sure if this is getting me anywhere, but it's fun. I'm having a good time on the obstacle
Guessing
course.
This isn't the usual employee route. Dr. Amaril's office must be close.
Okay. Chronon Research Unit, office spaces. Have I missed anything? Yes, probably. But we're going for it regardless. Okay, so is this... Looks like one of those spots that takes away my time powers, so I want to make sure that I actually can freeze it. Seemingly fine. Alright, what do we have here? This looks like an area for emails.
No alarms. Looks like nobody here knows about the mess I made on the way in.
Friday social. Do not use the radar tower entrance as a smoking area. Chronon techs wanted, and to please return all used cups to the kitchen. Return your cups so nobody has to die. Cutthroat Finnish development offices. Getting a sneak peek. Give me just 1 second here. I will be right back with you as we stare at these lovely gentlemen. Ah, what lovely gentlemen. Alright, we're back. Let's see here. Martin Hatch to Clarice Ogawa. I've aided in Jack Joyce's escape from his cell. He's here to kidnap Dr. Sophia Amaral. So did Martin actually help us in the interrogation room? That's interesting. I assume we just did a little sleight of hand there, but thanks, Martin. This presents the perfect opportunity to move forward with our agenda. Tonight we send Monarch into a state of chaos. Tonight we ensure Paul Serene's downfall. There have been rumblings that Martin is working against Paul in earlier emails. This is pretty direct. To ensure Paul Serene's downfall. When Paul hears about Jack's escape, he will order Sophia Amaral to be locked away in the villa for protection. Having said that, does that mean Martin Hatch is friendly? Question mark. As Jack nears her location, have Stetson sabotage the drone surveillance so that his movements will remain undetected. Assist Joyce's mission in any covert manner possible. Sophia is Paul's only resource capable of developing the treatments he needs. With her out of the picture, we only need to destroy his remaining treatments to render Paul helpless as his sickness grows. Yikes. All of his treatments are kept in Dr. Kim's lab. I will gain access to the area and ensure that the entire lab is destroyed. I predict that Paul's sickness will take hold within 6 hours of these events, spurred by the increasingly frequent stutters, and only then will we make our final move. There's been some sort of a plan in place long before I've entered the picture, it seems. Ah, having one of those days. I get it. I get it. That's the face you make when you're having one of those days. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I saw a question earlier. Let me scroll up just a touch. Alright, the cane, question mark, spinning has been super impressive. How long did it take you to get to that level of skill? I can't even roll a coin across my fingers. I also cannot roll a coin across my fingers. That's very difficult. It's such a tiny thing. A large piece of pipe, which is what I have been rolling. It's like a gray PVC pipe is all. I've lost all of my fancier canes. And I don't know exactly. It's something I've always done as like a nervous, fidgety sort of habit, spinning things between my fingers. Batons, let's call them. And so it didn't take me any time at all. It just took me a lot of nervous anxiety, decades worth of nervous anxiety, but no actual time. See if there's an earlier message here. There is. To Beth Wilder from Fiona Miller. Joyce in custody? Question. I just got word that Jack Joyce is in Monarch custody. That's not what I meant to say. He walked right into the mansion on Gull Island and gave himself up. What the hell are you two up to? If you want my help from the inside, then I need to know what's going on. Fiona. Alright, to Fiona Miller from Beth Wilder. Yeah, oops. I'm sure you noticed that things didn't go exactly according to plan at Ground Zero. It seems like a running theme tonight. I can't go into the details now, but we found something that I believe is the key to retrieving the countermeasure. The solution is in sight, but, well, we need to kidnap Sophia Amaral in order to get it to work. Jack gave himself up as part of a plan to get him inside. I'm on my way to release him so that he can get to Amaral. A poor man's Trojan horse, you know? Desperate times, desperate measures. What's your status? Any update on the Dr. Kim lead? We may need your help from inside to pull this off. Any chance that you can lower security in and around the R&D facility? From Fiona to Beth, finally, our plans might actually overlap for once. I'm going to attempt to access Dr. Kim's lab tonight during the gala to find out if he knew about the countermeasure. I still think that's our strongest lead. However, if I get inside, I should be able to shut down some of the security measures from inside. The problem is that getting inside that lab might prove to be a long shot. I couldn't get a hold of Amaral's key card, so I've resorted to shameless flirting in order to find a means in. I'm going to the gala as Charlie Wincott's, date, in hopes that he can get me inside. That's if I can hold back from punching out the douche for that long. Consider this a test of restraint. I know that you think Jack is the key to obtaining the countermeasure, but the evidence is really stacking up that Dr. Kim knew something about the device. All of the research he did in that lab is classified. They're hiding something big in there. I'll let you know what I find. I'd warn you that your plan on the island sounds reckless, but I'm sure you're fully aware. Keep in mind that the minute Dr. Amaral goes missing, the entirety of Monarch is going to be down. She is the only thing keeping Serene alive, and he won't let her go without a fight. Keep safe. So this must actually be Fiona Miller's, desk here. So she has gone to try to get into the Kim lab. During this stutter, she may still be there now. Or walking around here somewhere. What else do we have? From Martin Hatch to Monarch Security Team Leads. People. It seems we're having an even busier day than we anticipated. Be aware that both Liam Burke and Jack Joyce are now being held in the detention center at the island. It should go without saying that Burke no longer has any authority within Monarch Solutions and should be treated as any other detainee. We must have missed that during the show as well. Burke must have finally shown his hand and gone against Monarch for some reason. Alright, both Burke and Joyce are considered exceptionally dangerous, and Joyce particularly so. He is Chronon active and should be handled with caution. That said, Joyce has given himself up. It's possible that he has realized the futility of his position, and the fight has simply gone out of him, but I'm not convinced he has no ulterior motive. Mr. Serene has to concentrate on his speech tonight. It's extremely important to the future of this company, so please ensure that everything goes smoothly. In the meantime, I will personally be conducting an interrogation of Joyce. Please expect my arrival at the detention center shortly. Oh, I always expect your arrival at the detention center shortly, Martin. Wink, wink.
That's Emma's office.
Some x-rays. X-rays of skulls. CFR briefing. It is no exaggeration to say that the Chronon Field Regulator... just taking a minute here. If you've played Control, this is all sounding a little bit familiar, and it's kind of cool to stack up the comparisons in a way, because I think they've intentionally reused some ideas from this in Control, and also that the themes of both are intentionally similar because they're part of a 3-act thing. But I just wanted to mention the whole idea of this Chronon Field Regulator is like that Hadron Resonance Amplifier, turned on its head. That this, in Quantum Break, is time is ending, and you need to charge yourself with the correct particles to continue to exist in time while everyone else is frozen, and so this Chronon Field Regulator helps you exist outside of time. Whereas the hadron resonance is like a sound that will corrupt and fill you, and hadron resonance beats it back away from your ears or whatever so that you cannot be corrupted. And they're very, very similar themes, just to mention it. Anyway, it's no exaggeration to say that the Chronon Field Regulator, or the CFR, is at the heart of all of Monarch's technological advances. It has taken on a somewhat mythical quality, given its origins and the vital role that it plays in the Lifeboat project. But in actuality, the CFR's applications are very practical. It's not to say the CFR hasn't had a course-altering impact on the work Monarch Solutions does. It's been hugely influential in the development of both the stutter-proofing technology that allows us to shield large areas from the effects of a zero state, enabling time to keep flowing within them even as it stops everywhere else, as well as the smaller, personalized application of the same technology, the portable Chronon harnesses that allow our soldiers and technicians to operate freely within stutters. It's so interesting, as you go through control, everyone in the Bureau who's not hiss-corrupted has one of these harnesses on them that is preventing it. So it's like, is this the same thing, is my question. Are these different dimensions and the same event? You know, the same hand of cards is playing out with slightly changed variables? Or are they actually connected events? Are they not like mirror images of each other, but one specific thing? I'm so curious. I hope that they tie a lot of that together in the events to come. Anyway, we think of Dr. Henry Kim as the father of all of this technology, and deservedly so. But for all of his brilliance, it was his dedication to uncovering the secrets of the CFR that allowed him to make his breakthroughs. Despite Dr. Kim's hard work, the CFR's functionality is still not fully understood, and we have not been able to replicate the device. Having more than one of them would obviously be greatly advantageous to us, but we find ourselves in a precarious position where, in order to fully investigate it, we would have to take it apart. Given its immense power, such an undertaking would pose obvious risks. Perhaps even more importantly, there's no guarantee that we would be able to put it back together again, and given that it's vital to the implementation of the Lifeboat Protocol, it is our policy to leave it intact. We do know, however, that the CFR can not only store an immense amount of Chronon particles, it can also tap into the Meyer-Joyce field, and with great precision manipulate it. It is this unique ability that our own Chronon technology replicates, albeit at far less control and efficiency. It's also what makes the Lifeboat Protocol a reality. By itself, our stutter-proofing technology is powerful and reliable, but its rate of Chronon particle consumption is high, and it increases at an alarming rate as we widen the volume of space the stutter-proofing covers. This would, on the face of it, make the stutter-proofing a very temporary solution. Indeed, one that could perhaps buy us subjective weeks once we enter a permanent zero state, but which would ultimately only delay the inevitable. However, the CFR changes all of that. When the permanent stutter-proofing installed on the lifeboat, indeed the very stutter-proofing that makes the lifeboat in the first place, is directed by the CFR, the system becomes vastly more efficient. Our Chronon particle consumption is reduced to around 1% of what it otherwise would be. Given that Chronon particles are hard to source, even at our ground zero installation, and our stockpiles are decidedly limited, this means that the CFR makes the difference between Lifeboat being a temporary stopgap solution or a very long-term undertaking that hopefully allows us to eventually find a solution to the end of time. Shifters, Slide 1. Much of what we know about the shifters is theoretical, based on observations made by Mr. Serene, and the limited experimentation we have been able to conduct on the only subject we have managed to capture. They do not seem to have a stable physical presence. Rather, the data we are gathering appears to be fragmented and contradictory, as if there were countless versions of the subject occupying the same space. Our current theory is that they somehow exist in a persistent state of quantum superposition. Or to put it another way, with reference to the famous Schrodinger's cat thought experiment, the cat is both alive and dead at the same time. The full mechanics and implications of this exceed our current understanding, but on a practical level it seems to make them highly resistant to injury. It appears that even if the shifter encounters deadly force, it may kill one of its aspects. Okay, let me read that again. I've just now caught on. It appears that even if the shifter encounters deadly force, it may kill one of its aspects, but because it exists as multiple iterations of itself, including iterations that were not killed by the force, it doesn't stop it. So the current theory suggests that the only way to stop a shifter is to cause its wave function to collapse from the superposition to a single eigenstate. In practical terms, the shifter must be affected with deadly force enough times for it to run out of healthy versions of itself. As such, direct confrontation with a shifter should be a last resort. Slide 2. Contact with a shifter is extremely dangerous. We know that they are essentially mobile repositories of vast amounts of chronon particles, and that they can only exist in a zero state, an area which has been depleted of chronon particles, typically by a fault in the Meyer-Joyce field that encompasses the universe. Colloquially, we refer to these as stutters in time. We also know that shifters are hostile to any source of chronon particles other than themselves within stutters. Oh great, that's me. So any chronon-active individual within a stutter may find themselves targeted by shifters. Also still in a stutter right now? It appears that movement in stutters, by which we mean the very movement of particles within the space in which time flows, not merely the movement of an individual, disturbs them, and they respond with considerable aggression. As discussed previously, shifters are extremely resistant to damage. They are also quite physically formidable, but their biggest threat is the distortion field around them. Its exact nature is unknown, but we know that it warps the properties of the space surrounding them, exerting great physical stress and unpredictable forces on its surroundings. Again, in practical terms, close proximity to a shifter may be fatal, even if no actual physical contact takes place. Slide 3. The stutter-proofing technology Monarch Solutions has advanced offers solid protection against shifters. Time flows normally within a stutter-proofed area, so shifters simply cannot exist within them. Therefore, as long as stutter-proofing remains active, shifters are not a problem. However, stutter-proofing of large outside areas is not feasible, given our chronon particle budget. So we have developed other technology to defend against shifters, the chronon dampeners. A chronon dampener works by annihilating free-floating chronon particles within a specified area. As shifters' forms are hypersaturated with chronon particles, they cannot enter an area in which a chronon dampener is active without their wave function collapsing. Therefore, our operatives in the field have a solid portable defense against shifters. Our own technology is shielded against the dampener's effect, so activities in stutters undertaken by our strikers and other operatives are not hindered. However, as an unfortunate side effect, the dampeners have a crippling effect on individuals who are chronon active without the aid of technology. Thanks, guys. Accordingly, should Mr. Serene be present, you should always make him aware of your intentions before activating a dampener. It's not just me, it's also Paul is naturally chronon active. You may rest assured that the dampener is not powerful enough to do actual physical harm to Mr. Serene, whose system constantly produces new chronon particles to replace the ones that are lost. But as the dampener's effects are unpleasant and enervating, such an encounter is likely to lead to an awkward conversation about future career prospects. You made me very uncomfortable.
That there looks like what Beth wanted.
Alright, there's the best.
Emerald's at the park.
That should allow me to effectively bring a friend along.
Find a way out of here and get to the party.
Projected fracture progression. We've looked at the preliminary data on the frequency and severity of the stutters and crunched the numbers. The results are alarming. Our original projection, which gave us years until the fracture reached the point where time breaks down... Let me try that again. Which gave us years until the fracture reached the point where time breaks down completely, does not match up with the progression of stutters we are experiencing. Put simply, the stutters are happening more and more frequently, clearly indicating that the Meyer-Joyce field is breaking down much faster than we thought. Taking the rate of acceleration, we can hypothesize that we might have as little as 24 hours until we reach the end of time, or the point at which time stops and no longer starts up again. We do not know why the original projection was wrong, and why that data, which we do consider reliable, coming as it does from Mr. Serene, seems to entirely contradict our current findings. Regardless, the main issue seems clear. In order to achieve Monarch Solutions' stated goals, the lifeboat protocol should be activated as soon as possible. Alright. Anything else I am missing?
Yeah, Amaral had tried to warn Paul. The end of time was approaching quickly. Less than 24 hours away.
Mr. Serene believed
Let
it would
me
take
sip
years to
briefly.
run its course. Admittedly, he was wrong.
So sorry. Ahem, getting a little dry there. And still, to Sophia Amaral from Paul Serene. This is in 2013. Subject Dream Journal. Sophia, as promised in our latest session, I am now going to transcribe what I recall from my dreams. I still have doubts that this exercise will help alleviate my symptoms, but I'm willing to explore the idea further if you truly believe in its merit. For someone who is not a medical doctor, let alone a mental health professional, you seem to take a great interest in my thoughts. Not that I don't appreciate it. So, here's my first attempt. I recall a haunting image of 7 red doors. Each door had a wrought iron handle that was dripping liquid metal onto the ground, creating a pool in the middle of the room. I looked down into the aqueous metallic glow at my feet to see my own glimmering reflection, revealing that I had aged half a lifetime. Well, it was 17 years, Paul. That's a little rude. Startled, I looked back up to discover that only one door remained, and Jack Joyce stood in front of it. The heat in the room was overwhelming. Jack was sweating profusely, his skin red and peeling open. He begged me to take him back home, but there was no door leading home. I opened the only door left and entered, discovering that we were back in the same room we'd just exited. He refused to come to terms with this, and he opened the door again. I followed him over and over as he desperately opened the doors, forever leading us back to where we started. The heat grew, and he howled in pain, begging to know why I made the other doors disappear, why there was only one path. He begged me to bring the other doors back. He begged me to take him home. The iron pool burst into flames. Jack screamed in agony. I grabbed him and told him that we needed to learn to endure the heat, to embrace the flame. I knew that it would come to pass eventually, but the only way to survive it was to accept its inevitability. My body began swaying rapidly, dancing to the movement of the flames around me, until my bones faded out of existence, and I surrendered to the fire until we were one and the same. I was no longer one being in one place and time. My life force spread evenly across the flames until I was no longer an individual in one body, but a grander, shifting entity. I could feel Jack being consumed within my essence. I felt a power within the heat, a clarity of intent. I forgot about my desire to ever return from the flames, because the body that once desired to return was lost forever. I became the very thing that I entered, and it became me, a cyclical fury chasing itself, Ouroboros. I woke up in a cold sweat. I quickly wrote down words that poisoned my mind in that moment. Delmore Schwartz was right. Time is the fire. Yikes. That is a very prescient dream. With some corridor imagery, I'm sure. What are you pointing at? Get your smudgy fingerprints off the glass. Just because you have a suit on doesn't mean you're allowed to smudge the fingerprints everywhere. What are you pointing at even? I don't know. You disappoint me so much. Woman playing Alan Wake, yes! Hell yeah. Children of the Elder God. I am so sorry to interrupt. I hope this stutter ends quickly so that you can get yourself to Cauldron Lake. That is fantastic. Little cat photo. Little dog photo. Felt rude to mention the baby. We'll skip it. Well, you enjoy your game. Alright, the purpose of the gala. From Martin Hatch to team leads. Greetings. It has been brought to my attention that there is some confusion as to the reason for the upcoming evening gala on Gull Island. I understand that some feel such a celebration is frivolous, even misguided in the aftermath of last night's events at Riverport University, and the now present steadily advancing fracture in time. These concerns are understandable, but they are missing the bigger picture. Monarch Solutions is now entering a phase in which its true purpose will be fulfilled. We have finally arrived at the moment for which we have spent years preparing. The purpose of this event is twofold. Oh, she's still singing. First of all, for those selected to be a part of the Lifeboat Project as scientists, technicians, support personnel, or in some other role, it will be important to see and hear Paul Serene. Continued confidence in the survival program is vital for the continued survival of Monarch, and ultimately the human race itself. That's interesting. For some reason I had it in my head that whoever's involved in the Lifeboat Protocol is probably already involved in Monarch, but he's saying, it's important that the people coming into the lifeboat see Paul, and that be their first impression of Monarch Solutions, because they're like rich investors, likely, rather than just hand-selected scientists and researchers. At least some of them. This is particularly important given recent events. We need to present a desirable and reassuring counterpoint to the sacrifices we've had to make. Naturally, not everybody at the party will be among the chosen few, so a certain degree of informational hygiene will be required. Such a lovely turn of phrase. I trust you will ensure that those reporting to you are informed precisely to the degree necessary. Secondly, for all of our autonomy and vast resources, Monarch is not functionally independent from the rest of society. In order for our plans to succeed, we will need the support and cooperation of the authorities and the numerous business partners, even though they don't know our true goals. A demonstration of power and confidence, as well as certain judicious investments of currency and influence, a little back-slapping, if you will, some spinach puffs, will go a long way towards securing that support. Our PR blitz has been working well, but in order to maintain momentum, we must maintain an amicable relationship with Riverport's leadership. Our entire approach is based on the idea of monarchs stepping in to assist the authorities and becoming welcomed or being welcomed by citizens and city administration alike. Should the latter suddenly declare monarchs' help unwanted or unsanctioned, our entire strategy could collapse in just a few hours, and that would be disastrous to our plans. In conclusion, this is a tremendously important event and spinach puffs for the future of Monarch Solutions and for the future itself. If there are any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, Martin Hatch, Esquire, your lovely XOXO, cordially. I just wish I could unstutter and watch her play Alan Wake. Darn it. Okay, moving on. Nothing in there? Okay. So there are some points right down there. Not quite sure how to get down there yet. There's the stairs. Huh. I'm suspicious of every janitor I see everywhere I see them now. As we all should
Quite
be.
expensive piece of tech you stole.
Bill me. I knew Beth's cover wouldn't last long.
Jar
Had to get it to her at the party before it was too late.
takkeran runon lauswihan mysterin sen suverreisa vete element. Sorry, where were we? What are we doing? Which game is this? To Sophia Amaral, to Monarch Team Leads. Hello. I have just been informed that the Time Machine core we obtained from the university has reached Monarch HQ safely and is currently being installed into the new Time Machine corridor system we have constructed there. So there is also a Time Machine at Monarch. Oh, good. Is that 3 now? I'm not sure. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope your special project goes well. Wink, wink. Oh, it's for work. I'm sorry. I hope your project goes well genuinely. Good to see you. I'm trying to keep track here. There's the time machine that Paul Serene, like the younger Paul Serene from 17 years ago / now. How do you say that? From now, the young Paul Serene built a time machine at Riverport University. There's also a time machine built at Monarch Solutions, and the core from Riverport University is now at the Monarch Solutions time machine. Meanwhile, a long time ago at Ground Zero at the docks, William Joyce built a corridor and then later transferred it to the Bradbury Swimming Hall, or whatever that was. So both time machines have been used once and then moved to be used in a different time. But as they were saying in some of that documentation, that may be like one and the same thing, you know? Because the time machine that's used can be moved and you can come out of it later in a different area. So it's like, it's getting complicated. Anyway, as you know, the core of the time machine is the time machine. The corridor around it is merely the user interface. This means, of course, that once the installation work is complete, we have effectively moved the time machine from the university into Monarch HQ. That said, we do not intend to use it. Let me repeat that. There are no current plans to use the machine. We are not sure how safe it would be to use, given that its initial activation has caused the fracture. I personally believe that now that the core has been activated, further use would be safe, but make no mistake, this is a hypothesis and not a proven fact. We know that the machine taps into the universal Meyer-Joyce field, and somehow that connection has caused the fracture in the field, apparently because of a misconfiguration. Yes, their numbers were wrong. We are looking into the specifics, but until we know for sure, it would be irresponsible to use the machine. However, having it in place gives us a degree of control. Having said that, the numbers were wrong. William did fix them on our way out. Like, if I had not touched that board, he wouldn't have. But William did fix them, and now they have the time machine at Monarch HQ, so if they realize that William fixed the formula, there would be nothing stopping them from using it again and again. Okay, so it allows us, in an emergency, to travel backwards, although we obviously can go no further than to the time of its activation last night, or forwards, as might be required. Obviously, being fully secured at our building's restricted area on the top floor also means that nobody else can use the machine. I have to reiterate that the only person who may authorize the use of the time machine is Paul Serene. I do not have that authority. Martin Hatch does not have that authority. The only person who does is Mr. Serene. He takes this issue very seriously, and I strongly suggest that you do the same. Nothing else in here except for a lot of personal pet photos, which I applaud. Charlie Wincott to Fiona Miller. Well, let's start with Fiona Miller to Fiona Miller from Charlie Wincott. So I had a dream about you last night. It wasn't anything bad, don't worry, but it was pretty fucking weird. Let's just say that if you have a second mouth hidden under your arm that keeps on insisting that the international stock market's being controlled by the Pittsburgh Steelers, this would be a really good time to tell me. I mean, I don't usually have premonitions or anything. I don't believe in that crap. But just the same, I'd hate for that one, that one specifically, to turn out to be true. Oh, and also that mouth eats nothing but sausages. Real chompy chomp style. So, there's probably nothing Freudian happening there. Just wanted you to know. What are you up to? Charlie. Oh, wow. To Charlie Wincott from Fiona Miller. Quite an opening salvo there. Let's just take this right to the delete box. Jesus, Charlie. I can tell you're a man of great sophistication. Did you major in smooth talk, or, Actually, hey, speaking of education, I heard rumors about that op coming up at the university. I know you know, 'cause you always know about that sort of stuff. It sounds pretty serious. What the hell's all that about? Well, as far as the university thing goes, I can't really talk about that. I mean, yeah, obviously, I know. I'm like the first person they talk to about something like that, but it's classified. I sure as hell wouldn't put that down in an email, so maybe you should just come down and talk to me. If I was free to talk about it, which I'm obviously not. Bring food. Oh, seriously, I can't talk about it. I don't even want to know how you know about it, but you should still bring me food. But not sausages. Don't make this weird. I love it. I think she brought him an egg sandwich, as it turns out. They're trying to figure out some chronon filter stuff. Let's get a real zoom in on these faces. The faces of figuring it out. Yeah. You're gonna get there, guys. Brenner's mug. Check out Burke's contacts. Who's he working with? I don't know what that means, but sure. Not sure why the mug is the source of that knowledge. Okay, so I didn't get down in there. Maybe I can go through here. Yes, I can. I'm coming for you, upgrade points. I'm coming.
Guns made to operate in Stutter. Paul had clear priorities.
Ooh. Let's grab
Time
some of
ends,
those.
Guns don't.
tell that Riverport is set in America. Definitely not a European city then. I gotcha. I gotcha.
The Monarch combat gear was
Mind if I steal one of
what
those?
I'd taken from Dr. Amaral's office was much lighter. Almost like a civilian model.
I'm guessing I'm inevitably going to give that vest to Beth. Beth seems like the likeliest candidate. William already has Chronon exposure, so I can, like, if I touch him, I can bring him into my time, or whatever. But Beth would have no way to do that unless, I think, I give her this vest. Hoping that's the point of all of this, really. Part 2. Find a way out of the R&D facility. Also seem to be in combat mode now. I wasn't in the previous room. Lifeboat presentation. It's located underneath Monarch HQ, completely stutter-proofed, maintained with chronon particles sourced from ground zero. A twofold purpose: to guarantee the survival of the human race and find a way to restart time. Personnel are chosen based on vital skills, complete discretion required. Mr. S, assuming Serene, will give the speech tonight at Gala. Groundwork for activation. Mr. H, assuming Hatch, has limited availability, busy with Joyce. Contact his assistant. Oh, nice sweater. Well, we'll get around. Better look at that sweater later. Time Machine Core to Paul Serene. Paul, the Time Machine Core has successfully been transported to the HQ and installed in the Monarch Time Machine frame on the top floor of the tower. The crew is getting restless. They really need some insight into the next steps. I understand the details of your plan remain confidential for a reason, but any information you can give us would be extremely helpful. Kara, thank you for the update. We do not require the time machine to be activated in the near future. But from this point forward, I want technicians on standby. Our plan requires absolute control, and that is what the machine represents. More than anything, we want to protect the machine from falling into the hands of our enemies. We have to deny them the opportunity to disrupt our plans. We may not be able to change the past, but if my travels have proven anything, it's that the past can help us better prepare for the steps to come. Those steps will be made clear to you very soon.
Oh, dude. Come on, you're at work.
An adventurous religious singles dating website for adventurous religious singles. Pure thrills for the pure of heart. Find your soulmate. Meet the one that Ati meant for you. Abstain together and enjoy the tension. There is room for all in the closet of the Lord. Yeah, not really the time. Over here. Pipes. I suspected as much. Can't fool me.
Garage. Sounds like the way out of this place.
Alright. Head to the garage in a minute. Seemingly nothing up here. Strange as it is. We're headed to the garage. Uh-oh. Keep it stuttering, I beg of you. Oh, I'm so desperately close. Desperately close to freedom. But I'm probably going to unstutter just as soon as I get out there. Won't that be fun? 3 upgrade points, probably not enough for much. Yeah, not quite. I can get to this one. Let's go for it. Increased time blast radius. Alright, here we go. It's about to get complicated.
All I had to do was make it through the garage. Seems simple enough.
What are they gonna do to that bird? After what?
And Stutter is over.
Figure he's dead, right?
Of course it is. So how do I do that? There it is.
All personnel. Jack Joyce has escaped custody and is now present at the R&D facility garage. Repeat, Jack Joyce has escaped custody. Roger that. Light him up. Over.
Please die. Quick reload, and we're back over here.
Another man down!
Alright. Who am I missing?
The alarm's not gonna make my life any easier. There's gotta be a way.
It sure isn't. Not gonna make your migraines any easier either. Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
Shit. Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
A light machine gun. Yes. Yes.
Beth.
Seen that in the chat. You watch or listen to my streams while you're heading to school, and the number of times you've heard your children say, "Really, Peter? Really?" is incredible. I'm
I
deeply
got that device
sorry
for you, but Dr. Amaril's
for the bad example I'm going to continue to set here.
Yeah, save me that.
I've
cocktail
got something for you to wear, Beth.
I'll make my way there.
Serene's finished his speech and he knows you're loose. He's headed your way.
If we're going to be dating, I'd like to
I'll keep
gift
him
you some
occupied, but switch to the
clothes
Monarch frequency to make sure you stay out of his crosshairs.
that prevent you
Okay.
from dying in
I'll
the
see you at
end
the
of
party.
time. Why do I feel like this is going to be part 2 of the big party? Party 2. Yep, party 2. My car is about to explode. Yikes. Alright, we're still alive. I'm not sure how. Heavy pistol, yes please. Liking that heavy pistol.
Blaster.
Still with the alarms, with the constant alarms. Can't get a moment's peace. Until just now. Thank you. Hey, how's everyone doing in the chat? Sorry, I was busy... how do I say this? I was shooting a man in the shoulder
Adventures in Flesh
quite extensively.
by L. Hakola. Chapter 11.
Is somebody playing
Submission.
an audiobook
When
over the radio?
Archibald finally
Whoever that is, shut it off now.
His dungeon.
I think I'll just leave that right there.
Calm and collected.
Somebody find out where that's coming from.
Stark
This is
contrast
supposed to be a secure
to my
channel.
distress. He was still dressed in his
Oh, this is too
impeccable
good.
suit of softest velvet, wearing the horn-rimmed glasses.
Pull up a
that
chair
gave
around the
him
fire,
an
it's
air
time.
Of indisputable authority. Behind those glasses were his eyes, and those eyes glinted with feverish anticipation. I squirmed in my restraints. "So," he said, "here we are. You're gagged and helpless, and I can't wait to send my adventurer party into the darkest dungeon, located in the soft,
feel a little
damp
called out by this
underbelly
narration, really.
of your citadel." He paused.
Are you
and
trying to
licked
say
his
that I
fingers.
overact?
"And I brought along my 10-foot pole." I squirmed again. He laughed long and hard. "Oh, yes. I'll take out the battering ram, my pretty. Whatever it takes to smash my way into your sanctum sanctorum." He must have caught something on my
He
face
laughed
then.
long and hard.
He adjusted
Yes!
his glasses and cleared his throat. "Look, not to break the scene, but please nod if you're still into this. I mean, just to be sure. I don't want there to be any... I mean, we're not idiots
That's
here.
very
right?
kind.
Fantasy's great, but you know...
Oh, I'm going to use my
explicitly
battering
says
ram to
sauce, right?
siege your
He was
citadel and
essentially-
break into your sanctum
I
sanctorum,
stayed
but I just want to
very,
stop and check
very
that you're still
still.
okay with this. I got a little carried away
And
there.
I nodded.
Good, good, okay.
His face broke into a devilish grin. "Well," he said, as he pulled on the leather gloves and picked up the oversized D20. "Let's play."
Oh my god, that was so fantastic. Can I take this with me? Can I keep this in my inventory for all time? Ah. Alright. We're headed that way. Where are my bits? Once again, I seem to have missed some very obvious one that I now cannot get back to. Oh well. That will happen. I guess I'll just have to play the game again. Ah, rats.
Good evening, Riverport. It's Teresa here again. I've got a fresh bagel and a big cup of coffee and a perfectly lovely audience. And everything's all right in my world. Why don't you give me a call and tell me how things are going in yours? We can... Oh, that was quick. That's our first caller on the line. Hey, caller, you're on the air with Teresa.
Hey, Teresa, it's Spencer.
Hi, Spencer. What's going on with you?
Not much. Cooking spaghetti, listening to you. Just wanted to say hi to my husband, starting his shift at Fire Station 12.
Well, let's hope he's listening. Thanks for that, Spencer. Let's go to our next call. Hi, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Gail.
Nice to hear from you, Gail. What's on your mind?
Well, my boyfriend was at the protest last night, and he hasn't come home.
Oops, looks like we lost Gail there. Cell phones, am I right? Well, let's take a little look at the weather. It's a nice fall evening with clear skies and that lovely crisp autumn air. What could be better than that? Just a nice quiet moment we can all enjoy.
So there are a few gaps in the PR blitz there. Some people did not make it home, and there's no explaining that.
Monarch Actual is moving in to intercept.
This is Home Guard 5. Just spotted him entering the tunnel system outside the party grounds.
Beth?
Hello and welcome. Glad to see you there. Glad you caught us live.
Higher squad.
Welcome all.
Requesting immediate backup. Here.
Attention all units.
So much stuttering.
Negative. Seal off all exit points.
Oh, no. That's a cool time to freeze time forever. I hope this is it. I hope this is the end. As soon as the fireworks go off, boom, that's it. It's just me and all the stoically watching bunnies.
I had to find a way to get there.
What have we got here?
I could see the energy field of another Monarch Chronon dampener. It would drain my powers. I'd have to find a way to shut it off.
Oh, should have jumped there. It turns out that's the time to jump. I don't know why I was expecting, since it was at such a lower angle, it would be fine.
Huh. Again.
Alright, did they take pity on me? Yes. No, they didn't. Okay. It's just invisible.
There we go.
I could see the mansion where the gala was. I had to find a way to get there.
Oh, there's another crashing drone. I'm just now noticing.
It would drain my powers. I'd have to find a way to shut it off.
My powers won't work within that sphere.
Okay, so I have to
I better be careful.
get that chronon dampener down, but they are still moving. Even though it's in a stutter, he's wearing one of those vests. So this ought to be interesting. Just make sure he's facing the other way there.
Security's tight. Maybe you want to shut that machine
Get
off.
Serene back here!
Is it just that other guy though? Nope. There's one. So I cannot dash or anything here. This is really strange. Where did you go? There you are. Anyone else? Seconds? Thirds? I probably should have just gone right for this, and then we could have done the rest of that with powers, but it's actually kind of fun to try it the old-fashioned.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Oh, he's got a portable chronon dampener? Alright. Fancy. See how it works for you. Got me. That'll probably take it all the way back to the beginning of that fight, but let's see. You just like killing people, Peter. It's okay, we understand.
My powers
I'm
won't work
sorry?
within that sphere. I better be careful.
Alright, I'll just go for it. Mm-hmm.
Somebody get some.
Thanks for the heads up. Okay.
guess I need this down before I can even use time scanning.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Now I should be able to tell if there's an ammo bag. There it is. Thank you. Where are you hiding, my love? You can be honest with me. Guess that doesn't really do anything to him since he has that portable dampener. I keep thinking it will help. Not really. Whew. That was some fancy dodging. Check your butt meat, Jack, just in case. Get that health back. Get it back. That's where I like you.
We were headed
You
for
just
the
sit
party.
right
What was your
here.
plan?
Let me just.
I needed to get
There
to
you
Dr.
go.
Ramwell
Right up against the
before stutter
post.
ended and Monarch
Lean
found out I
it.
was coming.
Lean it gently. Hands across your chest like you're leaning, like a friend would lean. There. Ah, he's shifted through time back to his original position. I wasn't expecting that. Moving on.
There's gotta be a way to get past that gate.
Fancy's happening out here. What are our other options? Carbine rifle, sure. Try it. Looks nice. Not seeing anything else to grab. Being perhaps overcautious. As opposed to usual. Alright. We must be getting close to the end here. Thank you for bearing with me so far. I do appreciate your time. Why then... Uh-huh. Alright.
This is the only tunnel entrance Joyce could have entered through.
Secure the exit. I'm going in alone.
Sir, are you sure you don't want support?
We've seen what Jack can do. I'm the only one who can stop him. If he gets to the mainland, we lose him for good. Secure the exit.
Hello and welcome there. So nice to see you. Glad you could join us for a bit. Oh, Paul, you walked right into the door. Creepy. Okay, it's party time. It's time to party. A la carte catering. Riverportalacarte.com. It's all smooth sailing. No guest list for me? Ugh, I was hoping to peruse. Fine.
Beth should be here somewhere. Need to get to her before the stutter ends.
This won't take long. Make sure everything goes smoothly at this end. You know how important this party is to us.
Hope I'm not overstepping my bounds here, sir, but I don't like it. Please take a couple of our guys with you. Locked up or not, Joyce is dangerous.
I'm touched by your misguided concern. I can handle Jack Joyce.
Cocky
It's a very
bastard.
strange thing to
But
say,
he
unless you
didn't
know
get a
something
chance.
the rest of us don't. ... Oh, I can handle the guy with more powers than we could ever believe exist. Swoon. Text message. Serene just finished the speech. I can't take it. He's too much. I swear I could eat that guy up with a spoon. I know, right? Aiden Gillian. Gillen? I'm adding vowels. I'm so swoony.
Mr. Serene's speech had been a success.
The world was falling apart, but the wine and cheese crowd was enjoying their little goddamn soiree.
Like how he just has to swear as part of it. Wine and cheese crowd is enjoying their little goddamn soiree. Yeah, it's been a long day, Jack. I understand. It's been a long soiree. We get it. Podium points.
There we go.
It's part of my Podium Points rewards program. Do you have a moment for me to speak to you about Podium Points? Oh no, you're just trying to do your shopping and get home because you're exhausted? Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Beth, you're looking lovely. Good to see you. I've got a Chronon vest for you to wear. Oh, this guy's toasted. He's toasteen. I'm sorry. Oh, you rich people with your hair and lack of it. You sicken me. Come back around to Beth here, 1 second. Are you spilling? Is that what's happening? Oh, you're gonna... Oh, man. Someone's getting fired. This is someone's last day. Someone else is... Oh, hot and ready for your love. As evidenced by these red shoes in this pose. Let's zoom in a little closer on that face. I've never seen someone so ready for love. Woo! Fireworks! We're getting rained with gunpowder and ashes! Yeah! I love all the little hidden sound bites there, though. What a door! Ah, that door! Oh my god. Oh my god. It's Time Knife Part 2. Strap in, everybody! Hey, Sophia. Oh, strap in. I still haven't gotten any notes back from you on the first half of my screenplay, but I finished the second half now, so I'll send it your way. Let me know what you think, Time Knife. Written by Bruce Livingstone. Act 2. One moment. I need to properly lubricate myself here. Hold on. History in the making. You're here for it. Ah, I'm so glad. Okay. Act 2. Bruce has just had his best friend killed by his boss, Paul Serene. Bruce now has a time knife that sends things through time if he stabs them. He's going to Paul Serene's wedding now to tell his girlfriend, Sophine, not to marry him because he's a real shitty guy. Interior, wedding building, day. It is a wedding. Paul Serene and his girlfriend, Sophine, are getting married. Sophine is real attractive. If most girls are ham sandwiches, then she is a 16-ounce steak. Bruce enters the wedding building. Stop. Sophine. Bruce, I'm so happy that you came. You can't marry Paul Serene. He's a real shitty guy. No, he's lying. I'm not lying. He killed my best friend with time bullets. But that's impossible. Time travel doesn't exist yet. That's what they want us to think. But I actually have a knife that is also a time machine and sends people through time when I stab them. I want to believe you, but that doesn't make sense. I will prove it. Bruce grabs Sophine's mom. Here is a bunch of money for lottery tickets. Bruce gives Sophine's mom a bunch of money for lottery tickets. He stabs her with the time knife, but gently, not violently. Sorry, I don't know why I read it that way. Just so that she will travel through time. You see, she disappears. Sophine's mom enters the wedding building. She is now wearing different, perhaps fancier clothes. Sophine's mom. He is right. He stabbed me gently with the time knife and I was sent to the past. He also gave me a bunch of money which I used to buy a lottery ticket that I knew would win, and now I have $1 million. You helped my mom become rich. Thank you, Bruce. You made me rich the first moment I saw you. Rich in my heart with love. I always loved you most, but Paul Serene and I already just got married. You're too late. Or is he? Says the wedding minister. The minister pulls off his mask. He is actually George Washington. George Washington. Bruce knew you were getting married, so he stabbed himself and traveled to the past. Then stabbed me so that I would be sent to this time. I then pretended to be a wedding minister for the ceremony, but I am actually not a minister at all, which means the marriage isn't official. You did all of this for me? Yes, I stabbed George Washington because I love you. And also the man you were about to marry wasn't actually Paul Serene. Paul Serene takes off his mask. It's Slobbo, Bruce's best friend. This is actually a fake wedding. I saved Slobbo's life and then had him disguise himself as your boyfriend to make this look real, but it was actually a test to see if we were meant to be. The only thing meant to be is your death. Sophine pulls out a gun. She pulls off her mask, and it's the real Paul Serene. But how? I followed you to the past using my time bullets, see? And I discovered your plan to marry Sophine, so I already married Sophine in the past. She didn't want to, no. But then I showed her this baby. Paul Serene... I can't. Paul Serene reveals a baby. I don't know where he was keeping it. I don't know how he was keeping it on his person. I told her that this baby was actually our baby from the future, and that I used time bullets to travel with the baby back to the past to show her that we had a family together in the future, but in reality, it's just a baby that I stole that isn't mine. Then whose baby is it? The real Sophine enters, wearing futuristic pants and a shirt. Sophine, ours! Are you Sophine from the future? Yes. You are very quick to understand things, and so sexually attractive. I came to the past to tell you that in the future you and I got married. Bruce? Try that again. In the future you and I got married, Bruce. We had a very active and highly satisfying sex life which led to the birth of our future child, Uruguay. That is the baby that Paul Serene is holding. He stole our baby. But why? Well, Paul Serene... Stop it, headset. Paul Serene stole our baby and then traveled to the past so that he could use the baby as a lie to trick younger me to marry him instead by saying that it was actually the baby that he would have with me in the future. The past version of me believed him, and because of that I married Paul Serene instead and no longer ever marry you at all. Aw, man! Classic Slobbo catchphrase. It's over, Bruce. We're married. Until death do you part. Bruce pulls out the time knife. Paul Serene pulls out his gun with the time bullets inside, and they have, oh my god, the best fight of any movie ever. And at the end, Bruce has Paul Serene with a knife to his neck. It's been... a slice. Bruce lifts his knife up to cut Paul Serene. You won't get me this easy. Paul Serene aims the gun at himself and shoots himself 30 times. The clip is bigger, you see, than a regular pistol. Paul disappears, but then 30 Paul Marines enter. I shot myself 30 times so that I was sent to many different times at the same time, which meant there were 30 of me, and now we are all here to kill you. Which means that each of you has a time bullet inside of you. Well, of course, but I made sure that we were all shot in areas that have no vital organs, and we will get the bullets removed after we kill you. Well, unfortunately for you, I traveled to the past earlier and took your gun and added an electric charge on each of your time bullets. I control the electric charges with this handheld detonator. No! Yes, and it's quite shocking. Bruce presses his detonator. All 30 Paul Marines are electrified from the inside. Their skin peels open all over like sausages that are left on the barbecue for too long that peel open all over, you know? The Paul Marines all die. Consider this my resignation. Cuckoo caca. Oh, yeah. God bless America. Bruce and Sophie make out in front of George Washington for several moments. Sophie waits for a few seconds for the audience to stop applauding their lovemaking before saying her next line. Congratulations. You passed the test. What test? We always believed that you were the chosen one, and so we traveled to the past to test you and make sure. We now believe that you are ready to fight the ultimate villain from the future. Okay. Who is the ultimate villain? Asks Slabo. His name is Paul Serene. But I just killed Paul Serene. No. The Paul Serene you have known this whole time has actually been an actor from the future that we paid to play Paul Serene for this test. No, the actual Paul Serene is exactly the same, but he lives in the future. But he was an actor? Which means that my job was fake as well. Yes. That is the only reason why you were kept in a low-level position for so many years without a single promotion, and it appeared that people didn't give you the respect that you clearly deserve, because in reality, you are the chosen one. It all makes sense now. We must travel to the future. Are you ready? Well, it looks like it's time to find out. Bruce puts on his shades, and George Washington flamboyantly waves the American flag. End of movie. Bruce Savage will return in Time Knife 2, The Reckoning. Like, normal life is just never gonna be as fun anymore. After Time Knife Acts 1 and 2. If only I could live in the world that he's so lovingly created. Maybe someday. Someday we'll get to go to Slabo Land and ride all the rides. Really immerse ourselves. These are some gorgeous paintings. I'm not sure if there's any importance to them. Untitled Heine Turunen, 1985. Acrylic on canvas, on loan by the artist. Wonder if that is an actual Finnish painter of note. It's noted right here, you see. Okay. Seemingly nothing. How about this little statue? Seemingly nothing. Tasteful.
Beth was key to pulling off the mission. I needed to get to her before.
Oh, wow. Is that Sophia in there? Is she about to be drone struck? That's not good. I'm glad the Stutter is holding. Welcome to the lovely city of Riverport. Smell that grass. That's nice. Many other fine amenities our city has too, but... Oh, thank you for looking it up. Heini Turunen is a real artist. That is awesome. I love it when they have little art galleries for real folks in games. It's one of my favorites. Okay, so I guess I just need Beth for this part. This is likely where we're coming next, together to save Sophia. Let's try that. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Okay, Beth, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. It was awfully rude of me. Fiona Cocktail Sword. Get Charlie drunk enough to access the lab. Might want to burn that. That's evidence that you're working against the company. But maybe it's just a matter of time. Okay, nothing else I need to activate here. Let's Beth it up.
What the? Easy, Beth. Hey.
Huh. I didn't know that she could do that without, say, the vest.
Jesus.
He tried it on some other college student, and it didn't work, but maybe Beth is also exposed. I don't know.
These people have no idea I've been shooting up half of Paul's little amusement park.
Yeah, well, Monarch does. I don't think my cover's gonna last.
Yeah, well, I don't think it would do much good for the next part anyway.
She is now irreparably cooler than everyone else with that vest on.
Inside the mansion.
As if she already wasn't.
Bit of luck.
Just by being Courtney Hope.
Okay, lead the way. What's our plan once we grab?
Do you want to stop and read Time Knife with me? It's really... Beth, I think you should reconsider. Beth,
okay,
come back.
We can make that work.
No, after you.
Oh, shit! Oh, that drone!
I'm nothing if not cowardly. I mean, courteous. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna save her? This is why I gave you the vest.
Dr. Amaril's
Go
in
on,
there.
you do it.
We need to get her out before time kicks back in.
I'll wait here and watch. Have fun. Oh, you want me to do it? Okay, fine.
We shouldn't wait. Let's go get Dr. Amaral.
When you're like trying to rescue somebody from drone explosion, you don't really need to draw guns and slowly kick the door in. But maybe that's just me. Welcome to my nightmare.
You're Jack Joyce. You're here to kill me?
No, but you're
No,
coming.
I'm nice, it turns out.
No.
I'm not asking.
Oh, I mean, I'm real nice. You gotta believe me. Did you just smash that metal and glass door open with your flying headbutt, Beth?
It's right there.
It was amazing.
Okay, go! Get her on the boat.
Come on, hurry up! Never get away
Keep your head down, Sophia.
Get in!
Joyce! Somehow we got right past them.
All right, last hurrah for Jack.
Jack, they're closing the gate. We'll be sitting ducks here unless you get it open for us.
I'll take care of it. You get going the second you can, okay?
Searching.
I got a visual.
Anytime now, gentlemen.
There's still way too much firepower. Assholes are gonna dig us if we don't take care of them.
Leave it to me.
HQ, weapons free. Engage. Over.
HQ, choices. Over.
That looks like a turret. Oh, thanks. Quick check back here before I miss something important. And right on past. Not be a bad way to get past the turret when we come back. Hello? Upgrade points? I can smell you. Well, maybe I'm just smelling my own, you know, fear. Is that what that is? It's not upgrade points at all? Fair enough. Try to get a handle on it. Way to use your head. We're headed for trouble. I think the trouble is headed for them. This is no time for jokes. We've got to move ahead. You guys. Alright. How about over here? Yes. I wish these had a little bit more of a radius or whatever it is. I might need to shell out for that upgrade. I don't know if it counts towards points too, or if it just counts towards those red enemy outlines. I think you already killed him with the punch, but kick was graceful too.
What about you?
You're clear. Go.
I can swing
Go.
by and...
No. Just go. We went to all this trouble to grab her. Beth, I'm counting on you to keep her
Who
alive.
is shooting?
Make my own way out.
How
My
dare
plan was
you be
simple.
shooting?
There's a bridge to the mainland.
Oh, there's so many
Fight
of
my way
them.
through anything
Okay.
Monarch would throw at me and then steal a car, drive it back to the swimming pool.
And we're back to the house. Nope. There's another wall there. Ah, darn. Didn't get it off in time. I was trying one of those charge bursts, but never mind. Not the time for it. Ah. Curse his heavily armored ass. So heavily armored. Going to need an ammo bag. Oh, I wish that would kill him already. So sorry. Trying that again. We've got to head them off and escape. I think this must be the last big
Go.
battle here. This and maybe another
No,
few.
just go. We went to all this trouble to grab her.
SMG, I think I'd be better with the assault for now, thank you.
My plan was simple.
I'm sure they're fine.
There's a bridge to the mainland.
Worried that sniper is going to get him.
Anything Monarch would throw at me and then steal a car, drive it back to the swimming pool.
Just remember, we need your ass alive for the next part.
I think this will help.
We'll see how it shakes out.
All right. "57 shots. Left a pistol for a little bit. That'll do it. Any other snipers I'm not seeing? There's big guy. Alright, sniper up there. Better angle of cover against this guy, it sure would help. Slash taking him out entirely. Alright, keep moving, Jack. Keep moving. So low on health. Big guy's still over there, too. Got two of them, I guess. There's gotta be an actual time power that it's susceptible to. Just doing this like it's a shooter game, basically. Probably forgetting something. Oh, not really the best cover.
With Beth and Dr. Amor all clear, it was time for me to get gone. For that, I need wheels.
So sorry about the drag there. I'm just now remembering, you can see Paul's car out there. I didn't interact with it during the junction session. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and then I didn't go see it. I think that would have been one of those changes in the plot if he had gone to see it first. But not a big deal, really. Just making sure there's no upgrades here in the barbecue. I think we already checked this on our way out to the boathouse, so we shouldn't have to be too thorough. Let's get back to the garage. I think we're all clear here. Having said that, of course.
Valet parking. Beloved by car thieves.
Don't mind if I do. Look on his face is fantastic. Don't shoot, this is Paul Serene's. He'll be very upset at you. Okay, I think that is it. We should be on to a new TV episode, I believe. End of Act 3. Thank you for your time and coming with me. I absolutely love this game. skip past the TV show and we'll see where it puts us. Oh, there may be another choice to make here. I always forget.
This thing growing inside me. I've been fighting it for 6 hard years. Dr. Amaral was developing a cure for the Cronon syndrome. She was the only one who could administer the treatments that kept my sickness at bay.
Paul?
And Jack had taken her away from me.
How the fuck did this happen, Morton? How is it possible they managed to take her?
Paul, this is your illness talking. I'm on your side.
Are you, Martin? Whose side are you on?
Easy, you're...
They took her. Without Sophia, there's no chance of a cure.
We did all we could. But there are forces within Monarch working against you, and I believe Burke was just the tip of the iceberg. It wasn't just Joyce that did this.
Sir? We've recovered Dr. Amaral's laptop. We have it set up over there if you want to take a look.
I'll be right there.
Getting a little rough for Paul.
I want to go over Sophia's figures. If she's right, the fracture is escalating a lot faster than we anticipated.
You know the future. Dr. Amaral doesn't. Is the lifeboat even in a viable state for activation? She's trying to convince you the schedule's wrong. Why? To get you to rush this? To make a mistake? The people opposing you. She could be one of them.
She isn't.
Are you willing to bet the entire plan on that? I implore you, hold off on activation, Paul. Let me clean house before this gets completely out of hand.
I should have been here. Somebody made a false report. Sent me to the tunnels to divert my attention.
Like I said, people working against you.
Who was that on the radio?
We're still working on that. How do you want to proceed?
You tell me, Martin. I don't know. I don't know the choices. Choose whether to trust Sophia or trust
Somebody
Hatch.
was working against me. Somebody close. Martin Hatch. Sophia Amaral. I could only trust one of them.
Let's see what it shows us first, but off the top of my head, from the emails we've read, has Sophia shown any sign of working against Paul, or has she always been fairly loyal? I think she's not been involved. Hatch has been emailing with someone, I couldn't remember if it was Sophia, about, like, betraying him. Like, this will be Paul Serene's downfall. I thought it might be Fiona Miller he was emailing with, but I can't remember. Let's see what it says.
I want him apprehended. Immediately.
Sir, I have some information about Martin Hatch.
Martin had been my closest advisor for years. I began to wonder if that had been a mistake.
Sophia's loyal. She's always been loyal.
I don't think we can trust her. The way she looked at the countermeasure like she's seen it before. She knows what it does.
Sophia's research had saved my life. Loyalty doesn't run any deeper.
Or we trust Hatch.
All right, Amaral. Let's go fix the time machine.
I said I'll try.
Evidence was mounting against Sophia. I couldn't simply ignore it, despite everything we had been through.
But she knew you'd never make it without those treatments. And then she took them away.
If she'd turned against me with what she knew, the damage could be immeasurable.
So yeah, this This isn't really... It's not asking you to make the decision, who do you think is trustworthy? It's just saying, who does Paul think is trustworthy in this exact moment? And right now, I would think, since Amaral was just stolen from him, he wants her back. He's worried about her knowledge, but he doesn't think that she's actively working with them. He just believes that she's been kidnapped, which is sort of the truth. That seems like the way to go. He's a little bit aggressive with Hatch, losing trust, and we actually know from the emails we've been reading that it is true that he should not be trusting Hatch. So I'm going to have him trust Sophia and suspect Hatch as a traitor, based off of my
Sophia's
current
date has
knowledge.
always been good. I'll trust her judgment. We need to analyze these figures and make final preparations to activate the lifeboat protocol at once.
Fine.
Interesting that he
I'll take
immediately
the laptop to the
becomes
science department.
shifty, like
No, I
quantumly,
think I'll do that myself.
in Paul's eyes.
I see.
That is very strange.
Sir?
Put people on Mr.
Like
Hatch.
everything is, but
I want constant
specifically
eye on
seemed to
Yes,
be
sir.
tied
We
to
got
the
it.
decision he made somehow.
We pulled some images from the security cameras. We've identified Joyce's accomplice. She's Beth Wilder, one of our mid-level operatives.
her.
No, she's loyal. She's good. Don't
My God, she's been with us all
turn on
along.
her.
She's working with Jack. Where is she
I
now?
mean, yeah, she's working
Unknown.
with Jack, but
But we've got a
come
kill
on.
team tracking her.
No. She can't be killed. Not yet. Find her. And whatever Mr. Hatch does, I want to know about it. Don't screw this up. Beth Wilder. It was the first time I'd heard her name, but she had been there in the past. When it all started. She'd been here the whole time, working against me from the inside. And she wasn't the only one.
All right. Junction 3 complete. Skipping over the TV show. Oh, do catch it. It's great. And end of episode 3. Thank you guys very much for your time. We'll be back for episode 4. At the very least, next weekend, if I find time, any weekday morning for it, all the better. But if nothing else, hopefully next Saturday morning we'll be back in Quantum Break. And I cannot wait. Thank you guys for coming on this little adventure with me. One of my favorites. I will see you soonish. Soonish. and I'm mooning you, yes, in the chat. Mooning you lovingly. Bye for now. Thanks again for your time.